capital gains now with an exclamation mark. The reason I named it that way because I'm a real estate investor and I should have changed the name of it, but I figured, hey, we'll keep it that way. Most people have never heard of the Spendthrift Trust, and my goal is to teach as many people about this so they know there's a solution in the United States that is legal, patented in the IRS Tax Code 643B, like Bravo. And if maybe it's not for you now, maybe you'll need it in 6 months, maybe you'll need it in 2 years, but at least you'll have a solution and know what to do. Just to give you a bit of history about things, in the United States currently, 97% of the trusts that are formed every single year are what's called a family trust. Nothing wrong with that. My mom and dad had this. Susie Orman talks about this on TV. But the only thing the family trust does is avoid going through probate, and then it dissolves. After the estate is taken care of, the trust goes away and it's no longer there. This is not your mom and dad's trust. This trust is going to save you in 3 ways. First, it's going to save you federal taxes. Who doesn't want to save federal taxes? Second, it's going to keep your information private. If you have an LLC, an S Corp, or C Corp, that is considered statutory law. Each state has different laws and different fees to do this, and it's not private. I can do a Freedom of Information Act if a lawyer sets it up for you, and I can petition the Know of the Information. With this trust, everything's private. They won't know how many houses you have. They won't know how much silver coins you have. They won't know what kind of business you're running. You're going to save so much money doing this. Now, also, third thing that's super important is you will not pay any judgments if you get sued. I can't stop you from being sued, but the old adage from Nelson Rockefeller is own nothing but control everything. So they can't sue the trust, but they'll sue the individual. They'll sue me, and I'll be worth nothing. I have everything in my trust. So I'm living in North Carolina. So in 2022, I filed federal taxes as a 1041, which is a very special tax return. And I did not have to file state taxes. I know some people are like, well, that doesn't really matter that much. Oh, it does. It does matter quite a bit. So again, if you're living in high tax bracket states like New York, Illinois, or California, this could be important. If you're in Florida or Texas, maybe it's not important. But again, the reason I'm doing this is I want to talk to you about the Spendthrift Trust. I don't know how to bring people live on these meetings. I do go live every Monday night, 8 p.m. East Coast time. So that's 5 p.m. Pacific time. I do a live question and answer. That's thetrustisyou.qna.com. So come to that. I'll answer your questions then. So I have to apologize. One time I brought somebody on live and the person was naked. So I never do it again. So with this trust, you're going to save federal taxes. Keep your information private and not pay any judgments if you get sued. Now, I do split it in half, and the majority of my people either have the business trust or the beneficial trust. I do have both trusts because I run 3 businesses and I'm an investor. The business trust is for 1099 income earners. I don't care if you are a real estate agent, you're a real estate broker, you're running a pizzeria. I have a gentleman who's saving money in a pizzeria. If you are an affiliate marketer or doing anything else. On your federal taxes, I can legally say you're going to save at least 70% every single year with the Spendthrift Trust. Some of my people are saving even more than that. So one of my clients, just to give you an idea, he sells commercial lighting in Chicago. He makes about $10,000 a month selling the commercial lighting. He's saving money, saving taxes on that. And because he put everything in this, there's also state taxes for 4.95% for Illinois. He does not have to pay anymore. That's saving a lot of money. Another one of my clients, he has 2 pizzerias being paid in 1099 income. He's making about $12,000 a month, and he's saving money, quite a bit of money doing that too. I'm working with business brokers. The reason for that is business brokers are helping people either sell their businesses, save capital gains, or people buying their business save 1099 income. Business brokers also are paid in 1099 income. They're saving at least 70% of their federal taxes year after year after year. People who are like plumbers, electricians, people running their own shops being paid in 1099 income, you could save thousands of dollars. Now with the business trust, another reason with the business trust, this is for passive investors, real estate investors, crypto miners, stock market investors, day traders, options traders, binary traders, forex investors, or anything else. Silver is considered a royalty. Any royalties, NFTs, songwriters, actors, actresses, you're going to save taxes year after year. Now, with the business trust, capital gains short-term currently are 23.8%. So if you wholesale a house for $50,000, you're going to save $11,900 on each one of those deals. My true story on how I found out about this, back in July of 2020, I took down a contract for a bank-owned reverse mortgage. I got it for $20,000. It was going to go to auction for $50,000. I'm going to make the $30,000 spread in between. July of 2020 is the middle of COVID. I had to wait 13 months to for it to finally go to auction, August 28th, 2021, and it went to auction starting at $50,000 and went up to over $64,000. Yay, Sally! I made $44,000 on that one deal, and better yet, I saved $10,550 because of this trust. Beautiful thing. I've done more real estate than anything else. I started teaching a mastermind in my real estate group because real estate investors need to know this. Yes, there is a thing called a 1031 exchange. The only problem with a 1031 exchange is you have to continue doing one after another, after another, after another. I have spoken to over 10 grown adults whose parents are either incapacitated or have passed away, who were doing 1031 exchanges, and all of a sudden they get a bill from the IRS saying they owe the capital gains from back taxes. It's a shock to the second generation. So that this is why I want to explain. You don't have to worry about 1031 exchange anymore. You can just do this all in the trust. And then another thing about 1031 exchange, the crazy timeline, it's got to be like property for like property. So one of my clients, Vera, is 78. Her husband's 79. They had a house. They bought an auction house. They fixed it up. They made $100,000 in it. They put it on the market, and they saved $600,000 in capital gains because it's in the trust. They put it into a REIT where they get 12% interest rate every single month. They're saving the interest rate with the trust. And then I didn't know this until later. They sold 7 more properties, all within the trust. And they sent me a picture. April 1st, they're sitting out in their lanai, the back porch, having mimosas, toasting that they made 12% on their REIT. So with capital gains, currently short-term are 23.8%. Back in November of 2021, there was passed legislation to raise short-term capital gains up to 40% for people making more than $300,000 a year. Hasn't gone into effect yet, but it's coming. They need to know about this trust. Long-term capital gains. This is why I work with business brokers. When you go to sell a restaurant, you go to sell an Amazon store, a car wash, or anything else, you're going to take out the original price you paid for the house, paid for the company, to what you're selling it, and then in between is going to be taxed between 15% or 20%. I'm not a CPA, so I don't tell you what you're going to pay. I just tell you this is how much you'll save. So just to give you an idea, a 68-year-old gentleman was selling his family restaurant, sold it for $3 million. He either saved $460,000 at 15% or $600,000 at 20%. Because the business broker, well, this time his son saw my TikTok video. We had to get his business broker to change the paperwork to the trust name and make sure the person who bought the restaurant paid for the new bank account that he set up for the trust. Well, the business broker talked to the gentleman who was buying the restaurant and said, you can save 1099 income. So the gentleman, it's his 7th restaurant. All the restaurants he makes 1099 income on, he's saving all this money. Because the business broker referred this gentleman to me, When the gentleman paid for the trust, I paid the business broker $600 JV agreement. He has sent me several more clients. We're saving the money. It's a beautiful thing. So this is capital gains. Interest income. If you're a passive investor, you're a forex investor, you're doing the BRRRR strategy. I have notes, 12 notes where I'm the mortgage on the house. People pay me their mortgage every year. It varies between 9.9% up to 12% depending on which house it is. All of that gets deferred through the Spendthrift Trust, and I don't have to pay any taxes on my profits. Forex investors, just to let you know, you get taxed twice. Interest income and capital gains. You need this trust. If you're in the stock market doing dividend investing, stock market investing, maybe you're a day trader, a stock market investor, you're going to save dividend income. Currently, dividends are charged between 10% to 37% on the profit, depending on your tax bracket. This is what you'll save. If you're doing options trading, just hear this, options traders. If it's less than a year, it's 40% on your profits. If it's more than a year, it's 60% on your profits. You're going to save that with the Spendthrift Trust. People need to know about this. Rental income. If you have short-term rental or long-term rental, short-term Airbnb, Verbo, traveling nurses, or maybe students. Long-term rental, maybe 10 doors, 20 doors, multifamily, whatever you're doing, you're going to save rental income. Yes, you can take depreciation in the trust, but you still need to know about the trust, because what if one of your renters has a dog, it gets loose and bites the mailman? You won't be sued because you're worth nothing. Well, maybe you would be sued, but you would not pay any judgments because you're worth nothing. So people who have rental income need to know about this trust. And last but not least, royalties. Maybe you're an actor, an actress, a musician, an author, or you're doing NFTs, NFT real estate, NFT crypto, or NFT artwork. All of that's royalties. Also, mineral rights. I have a client who inherited his granddad's horse farm in Oklahoma. He's got 6 oil wells. Those oil wells go through this beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Me selling this trust is considered a royalty. It goes through the trust. Again, I just want to teach people this is legal, patented in the IRS Tax Code 643B. The Spendthrift Trust has gone in front of the United States Supreme Court twice. Both times the Supreme Court has honored in favor of the Spendthrift Trust. I go live every Monday night. I do a question and answer. thetrustisyou.com/Q&A, Queen November Alpha. I do a live. I go over the slide deck and tell people about this. Several weeks ago, I had a gentleman show up. He's in his 50s. His mom and dad have 5 apartment buildings in the Bronx. They're thinking about selling the apartment buildings. He got the information to give to his mom and dad. He talked to his CPA. His CPA said, this is completely false. I sent him an email. This is a very good textbook. It is a textbook. It is called Scott and Asher on Trusts, 5th edition. Asher is spelled A-S-C-H-E-R. Scott and Asher on Trusts, plural, 5th edition. The CPA downloaded it. I have to give him credit. He read it. He calls me back a week later saying, oh my gosh, I have 100 clients that need to go through this trust. So this is not fake. This is completely honest. The trust comes from England way back when King Henry VIII got in trouble for chopping off his wives' heads because he couldn't divorce them. He started the Church of England. He turned around to tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went even further back into history to the Magna Carta. I'm not giving you dates. I transpose numbers. But this is contract law that came from England to the colonies in the United States before we were the United States. The law firm I work on behalf of that has the patent has inherited a trust that is turning 350 years old this year, 2023. So it goes from generation to generation. This is, anyone can learn about this. I researched the Rockefellers family trust. They call it the office. Currently, it's 7 generations old, has almost 400 people under one EIN number, one EIN. They each have their own individual bank accounts. They don't commingle information. But if the Rockefellers can do this, U.S. presidents can do this. I decided to become a client of the law firm. And then I also became allowed to start selling the trust. So this is why I do these live presentations to teach people about the Spendthrift Trust. If you would like to reach out to me, my website, thetrustisisyou.com. I have free 18-minute education out there. You can download, you can watch it right there or have it sent to your email. Then set an appointment with me because I want you to know as much as you can about this trust. It's legal, it's patented, it's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Also, my podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. I have 25 episodes out there. You can listen to it anywhere you like to learn more. Thank you for listening to me. Have a beautiful day. Start saving money today. Take care. Bye-bye.